Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. So I recently decided to pick up some of this Fomapan 100 4x5 sheet film, and this was mainly just out of curiosity due to how affordable this film is. It's been a really long time since I've shot any Fomapan. In the past, I've only ever worked with the 400 speed version, and the best way to sum up that experience would be to say that it's a film that definitely gets better as the negative gets larger, which isn't incredibly surprising, but in the end, it's still something that I would only ever shoot for like experimenting or for fun. But the big appeal with this is obviously the price. So here in England, I just paid £23 for this 25 sheet box of Foma 100, which is less than half of what I would pay for FP4 or HP5. So I was actually just stocking up on some FP4 the other day for an upcoming trip, saw the 100 speed Foma, figured I'd pick a box up, test it out. I know that this is actually quite popular and I've seen some good results with it online, so I'm really just curious if it'll be cleaner and maybe a little bit smoother than the 400 speed version. So anyways, gonna load up some sheet film holders. We're gonna head out for the day, do a little bit of a road trip. Got the Horseman 45 FA, shoot some of this film, come back, develop it, see how it looks. All right, so just over, kind of along the English-Welsh border, decided to come out here a ways. A little more rural, always kind of interesting things to find out here, and have a couple spots picked out. The one I'm gonna stop at is this old church that I found online. It looks really interesting, it has this like major lean to it. But a few other places along the way that I'm gonna pop into. The first one is just up here, this old garage I've actually photographed a couple times in the past. Found it kind of last minute in passing, so figured I'd pop in there, see if I can maybe set up, shoot a couple frames, kick it off there, and then see what we find afterwards. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like anyone's there. I'm gonna jump out and go have a peek anyways, and then I might set up regardless, just because I have stopped here twice, and the owner's always been fine with me shooting, so go poke my head in first. Excuse me, is this your place?
What?
Is this your place, the garage? It's not?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
Looked a bit confused. Oh, hello. I was just gonna knock on your door there. I hate to bug you. I was out here last year. You probably don't remember me. I just asked if I could take a photo of your old fuel station sign there.
Which one?
The old petrol sign there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it turns out the owner was there and totally cool with me shooting, so I'm gonna set up. Try not to spend too much time here, but I'm gonna try and shoot at least a frame or two. There's a cool old Michelin sign in the car and the old petrol sign and stuff. So start here and then get back on the road. There's this great old Michelin sign here of the UK, rust marks on it. Really cool. I wish I could get kind of head on with it, but obviously a little tight here for space. So I'm gonna try and frame something up right here and get one shot in the bag. Wait to get some clouds and then we'll shoot. Once again, I've lost my cable release for like the 5th time, so firing by hand. Cool. Frame up one tight frame with this as well. All right. This one I like a little better. Nothing has changed. Okay, kind of a cool scene here. The old Petrol Sign. I think I'll shoot it portrait and landscape orientations. And then get out of here. So we're going f32 an eighth of a second, and I'm rating the Foma 100 right now at 80, just to give myself a little bit of flexibility. All right, last frame, and then we're gonna get back on the road. Same scene, just a horizontal, which I think I quite like. Everything should be the same, but we'll meet her again. Okay. That's 4. How you doing?
Hello. Am I in the way?
No, I'm all done. Thank you, though. It's a great dog in that car. Hey, buddy. Can I say hi to your dog? Can I say hi to your dog? Yeah, what's his, is it a he or a she?
It's a he.
What's his name?
Called TJ.
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 TJ. What's up, TJ? Hey, buddy. Cool. Have a good one.
Okay.
See ya. All right, so that worked out better than I thought. 4 sheets down and on to the next place. These days always go by so much quicker than I think they're going to. But making some images, that's all that matters. So just have to take a quick break to talk about the sponsor of the video, which is Squarespace. So I've been using Squarespace for quite a while now, but I recently decided to do a complete website refresh, and I've always enjoyed the clean professional templates they offer, but this time I decided to use their recently launched custom builder called Blueprint. So Blueprint allows you to build your site from scratch, but it also provides you with layout options, color palettes, and font pairings, and then it gives you complete control over everything, allowing you to easily change things like gallery styles, image sizes, add thumbnails, drop in new content blocks, or add professional features like an online shop to sell your work. So check out squarespace.com today, sign up for a free trial, test it out, and when you're ready to launch, you can use my link below to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain.
Head southwest on A449 towards Howe Cable.
Oh my goodness. Lots of driving.
I'm not sure I understand.
That's okay. All right, so getting fairly close to this church that I'm trying to get to, but I just passed this interesting old garage here, so I might try and just set up quickly here, take a couple shots. Let's go check it out. Okay. Got one here to shoot quick. Do one more here. The sun out. Two more. Last one here, and we move on. Church parking, this is crazy. I have no idea. I think this is it. I mean, that's the church, but this is a crazy road. Here we go. That was ridiculous. All right, it's a little bit of a crazy journey, but this is the church down here. It's this like, got this crazy lean to it. Really interesting. Wow, so interesting. Look at how slanted everything is. So this is really fascinating inside, but yeah, I think it's a little bit too dark and there's these safety lights on. So I think I'll grab my gear out of the car and see if there's a shot outside. There probably is. It's really neat with all the old gravestones and farm fields and stuff. So go finish up. All right, so we're gonna set up down there a little bit, but for this one I'm gonna swap lenses. For all of the day so far I was using this Caltar 2N 135mm 5.6, which I actually haven't really used since I bought it. It's nice because it'll actually fold up inside of the Horseman. One of the only lenses that will, but I'm gonna go to a 105 Fuji 5.6 for this, a little bit wider. As you can see, the only thing in the sun is my lens. And I left my loupe in the car. Very, very, very awkward tripod position right now. So I don't know how easy this will be to see, but this is the composition. 105, some really nice light hitting the church right now. And yeah, we'll see how this Foma holds up to some pretty high contrast. All right, just gotta wait for that sun. I can't really see, it's behind a cloud right now, but I can't see if there's any any more, how big the cloud is, but I definitely need it for this image to work. You know what, too? I think I actually have like a 30-foot long pneumatic release, because for this one I don't really want to trip the shutter myself. Okay, it's ridiculous, but it's gonna work. So I do have a lot of film left. I think what I might do is shoot a frame right now as is, just because I don't know what that light's gonna do, and I want to at least get one here of this scene, and then I'll just sit here and wait, and if the sun comes out, shoot another. I got some film to spare, so might as well. So right now for exposure, what I'm doing is, originally I just metered the green grass here and went with that, letting kind of the highlights fall where they will, but I metered the kind of darkest shadows I could find and then metered the sky as the brightest part in the scene and averaged it out, and my meter is saying 1/8 of a second, so I bumped that up, went to 1/4 of a second, which would put the deepest shadows 2.5 stops below that, which is probably fine. It's kind of pushing it a bit, and then the sky is up at like 5 stops or 4.5 stops over. So working with extremes here. I'd love to get some sun out just to obviously be able to drop my exposure down a bit, get some light on the rest of the scene and balance things out a little bit better. We'll see. It's a big thing of clouds. Everything here is completely clear. Everything where the sun is clouds. I'm gonna load up and get ready though, because I feel like it's gonna be one of those things where like it comes out and then it's gone. That's it. It's almost gone now. That was just a little hit of light. So I do think that's all we're gonna get. So I just packed up and brought all my stuff to the car, and of course, it's like the sun is back out and the sky looks clear, but by the time I go set up again, it's gonna be gone. So it is what it is. That's how it goes. Okay, that's a wrap. Pretty big day, gotta drive home now, but some interesting spots, a couple images I'm actually quite looking forward to. Really curious to see how the film handles this scene just with this crazy contrast. So gonna get on the road and then develop the film back in the office. See what we got. All right, so I want to end this video just by jumping back into the office and quickly kind of sharing my thoughts about Foma 100 now that I've obviously developed the film, scanned it, and had some time to work with the files. And I will say right off the bat, it actually impressed me quite a bit. You know, I was surprised how much I liked it. And I feel like it's a completely different experience than I had when working with the 400 speed version, even in 4x5. You know, with that film, like I said, the results seemed like a little more heavy, you know, the tones weren't as smooth, it was quite grainy. It just seemed like it had more of a look to it. Like there was a noticeable trade-off compared to when working with something like HP5. But the Foma 100 actually felt a lot more neutral. Maybe that's the best word to describe it. It just felt like a film that has some flexibility and is pretty clean overall, and where there isn't this like noticeable downgrade from what I'm used to working with something like FP4. So a couple of images here. This first one here, this is probably my favorite image from the day. And these are obviously edits where I've gone and, you know, tweaked it to my liking. But if we go into 100% here, so this was scanned with an Epson V700 and developed with Ilford DDX. And like right away when I first kind of looked at these full res, I was impressed just with how kind of clean they look, you know, very sharp. Obviously it's 4x5 film, but the grain is like really well controlled. It's not that noticeable. Obviously this is a pretty low speed film compared to the 400, but I think I was just expecting worse. Again, with it being quite a bit cheaper than something like FP4, I thought that there would be this like noticeable trade-off. But when it comes to grain and sharpness, I actually really like how this looks. But also just the overall look. So like I said, feels a lot more neutral. And if we go to the DNG here, so this is the raw file, kind of straight out of conversion. There's no tweaks at all. But the cool thing was I shot this film in a bunch of different scenes, and it felt like I could kind of make it look however I want. You know, again, there wasn't something baked in, and I was always able to go in and kind of just tweak different tones to my liking. It wasn't like, you know, the shadows were getting completely crushed and having no detail left. I found the files to be pretty flexible, and that especially was true with this scene. So obviously This church scene, like I said in the video, is like crazy contrast ratio. The sky was up around 5 stops over middle gray, and the shadow areas were, you know, almost 3.5 stops under. This is the TIFF that I've edited, but even if we go in here to the DNG and reset this, so this is how it would have come in straight from conversion. Again, I was expecting way worse. I had no idea how the sky was going to hold up, if I was going to be able to kind of tweak things afterwards, but even though this was such a, you know, bright backlit scene, I found I could work with this file and just kind of tweak it to my likings and get something I really liked. Even, you know, these shadow areas, which were like 3 to 3.5 stops under, you're still able to pull detail from those. So yeah, really cool to see. Who knows how this would compare directly to something like FP4. I'd actually love to do a test where I shoot the same scenes and kind of develop here with the same process just to see. But I will say it's a film I'll definitely shoot again. You know, I'm not going to go and switch from FP4 for Slate City just because I still do like kind of the confidence I have and the consistency that I can kind of rely on with that film. But, you know, the price is certainly nice with Foma 100, and I quite enjoyed the look of it as well. So I think in the future, who knows, for maybe a different project or just for fun days out shooting, I'll definitely work with this again. And you know, the price is the big one. On this day out, I shot 11 sheets of film. That's something I never do with 4x5 in terms of that amount of volume, because I'm always thinking, obviously, how much it's costing me. So I feel like this did kind of allow me to like work a little more loose and experiment more, which was cool. So yeah, overall, pretty impressed. I would love to hear, you know, if you've shot with Foma 100 before, what your experience was like. And yeah, maybe I'll do a side-by-side in the future, like I said, with FP4. But overall, just hope you enjoyed this one and that it maybe inspires you to try this film out if you haven't. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.